Hey guys, welcome back to Surreal Beauty, back with another video. I'm Tiffany, back with some juicy scoop and info to share with you guys about my journey moving from, working in the adult industry and just how I've transitioned to my life today. So I will be sharing through these vlog series my entire story and take you on this journey with me. So I'm super excited. Definitely check out my latest videos and I will continue to upload videos. So for this topic, guys, I literally have my notes up here because I didn't play no games. And so I wanted to stay on track with the specific story because as you guys may know, or if you don't know, I have my book, The Birth of Treasure. Let me grab it really quickly. Of course, I'm looking for it last minute, but The Birth of Treasure, it's navigating the sex world. I do have the book available on my website and Amazon right here. So yes, so definitely be sure to check it out. I talk about my experience working in the adult industry, all the juicy tips and the transformative experience I had. So definitely be sure to get your copy. But this topic today, what I'm going to touch on, I don't talk about it in the book, so definitely open your ears and hear what I have to say, because it gets a little crazy. And I know based off the title, you're probably like, what the heck? So I don't talk about this part in the book for many reasons. I guess at the time I wasn't ready to talk about the book. I was in denial about this part as I wrote the book and got it published. So that's the main reason why I left it out. But today, I can really share the story because I am definitely working through healing and I've come to a place where I've healed. And so I think it's crazy how when I look back at the whole situation and how I got introduced to the adult industry, it was by pimp, but this person came in disguise, as a friend. So I did not know, or this person didn't come to me and say, oh yeah, boom, let's do this. And you know what I'm saying? It was a strategic, slow process of breaking someone down and building them back up to how you want them, to be. So you manipulate it. And for all females out there who are vulnerable, who probably don't have strong male figures or their father figures in their lives to really teach them. This is a lot of where some women may fall victim, to this situation. And I believe that in this situation, I definitely take full responsibility of my actions. And at the same time, I see how a male figure definitely played a huge role in manipulating and playing behind the strings. So I'll get into that later, but yeah, so I have my notes here, guys. So when I first met this guy, he was very helpful and supportive, or so it seemed. That was the vibe and the attitude he had towards me. We met literally, again, I had moved to California. And so I was just moving from housing to housing, not really having no stability. And so in my journey and process of going through housing, that's when I met him. And so it kind of just started off with, hey, how are you type of thing. I'd never really had an interest or anything like that. And then it just became, he just became a friendly person. Just like, oh, like, what do you like to do? And, at the time I was journaling and I did write, but I wasn't really stamped as a writer or author at that point. So I had shared that with him and, he had took the time to just read some of my content, sat down with me, even like gave me some good pointers and directions I should head into. In fact, he actually influenced and pushed me to write my first book, Birth of Treasure, which is crazy. And he was just very friendly, and at the time I needed a job, so just pointed me in directions of friendly help, things like that. So when I officially moved to my own place, he had his own place, I had my own place, things like that, but he always stayed in connection. And it was nothing weird. We had started to collaborate, and when we started a business together where we were selling clothes and things like that. And at some point along, like, the business was growing and it was starting to become very productive. And then as it started to become more productive, that was when I started to really see his aggressive and controlling mannerisms and attitude really like come in full play. And I just wasn't comfortable. I didn't like it. And I felt like For someone who was just, on the same team with him, I didn't like the unfairness. And so I had, decided to sever ties with him in the business. And I should have known at that point to just not deal with him overall as a person from that point on. And it's crazy because once we separated and things like that, it was like, okay, I'm free. But mentally, I still felt like I was still like not felt, but at that time, I was still yearning for a manly presence, almost like a father figure, So I found that I was very, just like in need for, that love that a father would give a daughter. And I somehow found it, or you find love in the weirdest places. And so somehow I found it, in this person. And so now here I am. I done severed ties. I stopped the business and things like that. And I'm running back to this person, like, because I feel like, oh, like, this is really the only person I have in my life. This is the only support I have. You know what I'm saying? So then I had to get back into his good graces. So his way of trying to bring me back in was, well, you have to listen to what I say, do what I do. And, if not, then it's either my way or no way. So I agreed to, okay, whatever you say. So that's how it started to transition. And well, you have to get clients and hustle, that was when I was introduced to street walking and things like that. But I was, very nervous. And so my little twist to it was handing out business cards. So I was giving out business cards, things like that. And then eventually, as things got going, as money started to get produced, he would get some of the earnings. And then after a while, it, down spiraled into him wanting a huge chunk. So that's like, and I'm giving like the real clean version of how it went. And again, I will share more as I get more in depth with it. Bear with me, guys. But that's how it started. And again, I really wanted to touch on how, even though this person was very abusive mentally, emotionally, in all facets, how I still looked at this person as a father figure, as twisted, as distorted as it may seem. And I believe it's because while he had his motives and things like that, in a sense, with some of the skill sets I was learning, with what I was being exposed to, I was learning, and so it really took time for me to wake up and realize what was really going on. I just like want to look at my notes real quick because I said, talking about the father figure, but I wanted, like, at the time, I was very young and gullible, very impressionable, and so I did not understand what was really going on. And since we started our relationship having more of like a business, it wasn't like I was thrown out into the wolves. I was kind of baited a little bit, and I kept following. And eventually, as I accepted it, and before I knew, I was way so in deep, and I didn't realize the monster that I had, introduced into my life. And so it really became a situation where my life was being threatened. I was afraid for my life, being around this person. The monster just grew. It was like, the more and more I gave in to the toxicness that was happening, the more it fueled his fire to be much more evil, and so my message ultimately, and what I want to share through these stories and videos, so many messages, but really love. And I think self-love is important, but also having the right mentors and figures in our lives, to teach us how to love ourselves. And so that was what I was always looking for. I was looking for love, and I could never find it. And I found it in the wrong place. And I look back today, and I look back at that young person, at that young woman that I was, and I forgive her, and I'm proud of her. And I am proud of the transition since then, and so this is not the end of it. This is not the last of it. I have so much more coming up, but until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.